Call it imperialism. U.S. is a colony. Britain was once, there was the expression, the sun does not set on the British Empire. Is that how it goes? The sun shall never set on the British Empire, or the sun does not set on the British Empire, because the British Empire went all the way around the world, and so wherever there was daytime, the sun was shining on one part of the British Empire, and basically the United States inherited that, or we took it over, and we still work with Britain on that. And yes, there might be a part of me that's indoctrinated to the thought, well, at least I'm part of the people that rule. Maybe we're lucky. We have it better than the rest. But I'm also the one that says we can't keep going on this way, because we have to think about what's fair to the rest of the world. And so in a way, we're in agreement here, but we are going to disagree on FDR. I'm going to stick with that. And that gives me, and this is my forum. Where's that newspaper? Oh, please. Don't tell me. Where is it? I wanted to talk about this. And if I have time, I'm going to try to squeeze this in at the end of Fez Night. But maybe I'm running out of time already. All right, real quick now. Real quick. I just wanted to talk about this book review that I read in the LA Times. And it's called The War Within by Bob Woodward. It sounds really good. And if I had some money to spare, instead of spending it on iPods, I would buy it and read it. But in this, this man makes a statement. The guy who's doing the, Tim Rutten, who's doing the review, says, he says here, God, I want to read the whole thing to you, but it's so boring if I just read out of the paper. But he calls, in this review, he calls America's two greatest wartime leaders, Abraham Lincoln and Franklin Delano Roosevelt. You know, having a favorite president is kind of like having a favorite band. No matter like who your favorite band is, there's someone going to go, your band sucks. They suck. Lynyrd Skynyrd, they suck. Lynyrd Skynyrd's not my favorite band. Just letting you know. And it goes. This book, The War Within, talks about the management styles of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, and George Bush. And Roosevelt was gregarious, preternaturally sunny. I hope I get that word right. Preternaturally sunny, optimistic, set grand strategy and political goals, but left the military side to his magnificent chief of staff, General George C. Marshall. Lincoln was apparently the opposite, that he was what modern folk would call a micromanager. And yet, you cannot argue that either man lost the war. Okay? No matter what you say about Roosevelt, he didn't lose World War II to us. And Lincoln kept the United States united. No matter what you may say. As some would say, Lincoln should have been prosecuted for war crimes. Well, it depends on who wins, doesn't it? For years, time and again, President Bush has displayed impatience, bravado, and an unsettling personal certainty about his decisions. Woodward concludes, the result was too often been impulsiveness and carelessness, and perhaps most troubling, a delayed reaction to the realities and advice that run counter to his gut. Bush was intolerant of confrontations and in-depth debate. The president was engaged in the war rhetorically, but maintained an odd detachment from its management. He never got a full handle on it. And over these years of war, too often he failed to lead. And so the guy writing this book review makes a comparison and contrast between the examples of good war presidents like Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And yes, if he seized your friend's property, I'm sorry. And he put all the Japanese in internment encampments. And yes, you know, you could point to any world leader and you're going to find things that they did wrong. Okay? I love you. I love you, Aurora Kismet. I do. But I'm still gonna tout the good sides of FDR and how some of the things that he did could get us through these times. And to think that Bush is worse than FDR, you probably need to read this book because the guy is incompetent on top of seizing imperialistic powers. And also the comparison with Lincoln. The way Lincoln actually, when he formed his cabinet, he brought in as like the most critical people. And later, a man that was very, very critical of Lincoln, that was actually insulting to him, actually grew to admire Lincoln because instead of surrounding himself with yes men, Lincoln brought in people that would tell him the truth, that would be opposed to him, that would debate him, that would challenge him. The opposite of Bush. And FDR had good qualities in the way he ran things. And don't forget Eleanor Roosevelt. Aurora, tell me what you think about Eleanor. Do you hate her too? All right, people. I guess that's about it. I've gone on long enough. Have a great week. I'll keep you posted whether I put Buster to sleep. I don't think I will. I think there's a lead on somebody that lives on this block that might start feeding Buster and sort of we can maybe transition him down the road. And I'll be able to still see him. Hey, Buster, remember me? You know, people and their pets. To me, he's still just a cat, but I'm going to miss him. Cheers. Have a great week, everybody. And thank you for watching. Fez You, Fez Me. Cheers.